As the United States slides quietly into a recession, something far more dangerous is forming beneath the surface. Most people don't see it yet. The news isn't talking about it, and your financial advisor definitely isn't warning you. But 22 US states are already showing recession-level economic stress right now, today. And here's the part nobody else is willing to say. 12 of those states aren't just heading toward a downturn. They are heading toward full-scale economic collapse. A collapse that will hit housing markets, jobs, pensions, tax systems, and state governments all at once. If you live in one of these states, or invest in one of them, what you learn in this video could honestly save your financial life. Because we're going to reveal which 12 states are in the danger zone, which counties and cities will crash the hardest, which failing markets will present hidden wealth building opportunities, and how investors are preparing to turn this crisis into 300% plus long-term returns. So before we begin, let me ask you something. Do you know which state has only 2 days of operating cash left before its government literally runs out of money? Do you know which state has the highest foreclosure rate in America? 1 home in every 172 already in distress? And do you know which state has racked up such a massive budget deficit that every single taxpayer owes $44,500 just to keep the lights on? If you don't, then you need to watch this entire video. Because what's coming next will determine where Americans live, retire, invest, and work for the next decade. If you find this video valuable, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share. It helps the channel more than you think. All right, let's get into it. The 5 forces driving this collapse. A perfect storm is forming. 5 economic pressures are hitting states simultaneously. Pandemic emergency savings have run out. The cushion is gone. Housing markets in overvalued states are correcting fast. Some down 10 to 15% already. Commercial real estate is imploding, with $1 trillion in loans needing refinancing in 2025 at double the original interest rates. Federal spending cuts are coming, crushing states dependent on government jobs and subsidies. Industries tied to tourism, tech, energy, and logistics are shedding jobs fast. Moody's now estimates a 49% probability of recession within the next 12 months, up from 33% earlier this year. And states representing 1/3 of total US GDP are already flashing red. With that in mind, here are the 12 states heading toward collapse, ranked from bad to catastrophic. 12. Connecticut, $44,500 debt per taxpayer. Connecticut has one of the worst financial positions in the country. Every taxpayer would need to pay $44,500 just to cover state liabilities. Foreclosures are already rising. Commercial real estate vacancies in key counties are near 28%. There are selective opportunities, mainly in Hartford, where median home prices are around $315,000. But avoid the coastal markets entirely. Demand is evaporating. 11. Maryland, losing its credit strength. Maryland recently lost its AAA credit rating, something economists thought would never happen. The problem? The state relies heavily on federal government jobs, roughly 28,000 of them, which are now at risk from upcoming budget cuts. For real estate investors, foreclosures in Prince George's County are already trading at 30% plus discounts. That is where the deals are beginning to form. 10. Oregon, economic stagnation and urban decline. Oregon's growth engine is stalling. GDP is flattening, unemployment is up, and Portland is one of the hardest hit cities in the country. Home sales are collapsing, commercial vacancy is rising. But this is not a forever collapse. This is a market where waiting 6 to 12 months will likely open major opportunities in the suburban housing market at 20 to 30% discounts. 9. Alaska, the value trap. Alaska is in structural decline, population down, oil dependency, federal reliance, high living costs. Home prices are still high, but buyers are leaving. Avoid Alaska entirely. There is no recovery catalyst. 8. New Mexico. Exposed on 2 fronts. New Mexico relies heavily on federal spending and oil prices. Both are unstable. Foreclosures are projected to double. This is another avoid state for now. 7. Mississippi. Structural collapse. Already here, Mississippi has almost half of its budget funded by federal money, one of the lowest labor participation rates in America, the second lowest median income nationally. Housing markets like Greenville are projected to fall 16% plus. There is no investment upside here. Avoid. 6. Nevada, the fastest cooling housing market in America. Las Vegas inventory is exploding. Foreclosures are accelerating. Unemployment remains high. This is a falling knife. However, when the market finally stabilizes, this will be one of the strongest buy-the-bottom opportunities of the decade. Put Nevada on your watch list, but do not enter yet. 5. Louisiana, the worst housing market in the U.S. New Orleans is collapsing. Population outflow, poverty, federal dependency, housing values falling, and still overpriced. Only consider ultra-distressed deals at 50% plus discounts. 4. Illinois, the pension time bomb. Illinois has decades of fiscal mismanagement, massive pension liabilities, high taxes choking economic growth. Chicago is already seeing some of the highest foreclosure counts in America. If you invest here, you must stick to collar counties, not Chicago proper. 3. New Jersey, 2 days away from insolvency. This is one of the most financially unstable states in America. Only 2 days of cash reserves. $44,500 owed per taxpayer just to stabilize the budget. One of the highest foreclosure rates nationwide. This is uninvestable except for deep distress foreclosure deals at 50% plus discounts. 2. Florida, the most overvalued housing markets in the country. Florida has 9 of America's most overvalued housing markets. Some markets, like Cape Coral, Lakeland, Northport, are already down 10%, with more drops coming. 1. California, the house of cards. California is facing the largest budget deficit in state history, the highest cost of living premium in America, one of the largest outward migrations of residents, the worst commercial real estate collapse in the country. San Francisco office vacancy is nearly 29%. Entire skyscrapers are being liquidated. Final word. This is not the end of the American economy, but it is the end of the old map. Some places will decline, possibly permanently. Others will offer once-in-a-generation wealth opportunities. The question now is simple. Will you react emotionally or strategically? If this opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and watch the next video. Your future self will thank you.